Morning. Today's lesson is an extremely important one just because of how much we use the distributive property. This is something we're going to use in every single chapter all year long. You're going to use it next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. And this is just one of those like kind of top 10 math rules that we use a lot. Again, it's called the distributive property. The word distribute means to pass out evenly. So I kind of think about it as this little number A that's sitting out here in the front, kind of like the dealer in a game of cards. And when you're dealing in your game of cards, you have to deal cards to all the players, not just the one closest sitting to you, also the people across the table. So this A, since it is bumped up against the parentheses there, means multiply. And we are going to multiply the A times both numbers inside the parentheses. So we're going to use the A twice. So we're first off going to draw these little arrows. We're going to do A times B, and that's what happened right here. And then we're going to multiply with A again, A times C, that happened right here. We're going to multiply those out and then add their answers, because again, in the order of operations, you always multiply before you add. All right, so that's the generic property. So let's take a look at when it's used. First off, we can use it for regular numbers, no algebra involved. 5 times 21. I'm not doing 5 times 21. I don't know my 5s that high, and I don't know my 21s. But what I can do is rewrite the 21 in two parts. 20 plus 1 makes 21. And then I can use the distributive property. I can do 5 times 20, which is really just 5 times 2, 10, plus a 0. And then I can also do 5 times 1. That's another simple one. 5 times 1 is just positive 5. And then I can add them, 105. So again, this is a great way to do multiplication. This is honestly how I do all of my mental multiplication. Somebody asked me, what's 3 times 19? I don't know. I don't have that one memorized at all. But what I can do is I can break the 19 down into 20 minus 1. I don't always have to use add. I can use minus as well. And again, I do that because now I got two simple multiplies. 3 times 20, which is really just 3 times 2, 6, and add a 0. And then 3 times 1, or negative 1, which would be minus 3 or negative 3. 3 times 1 is 3. And then I can minus those. 60 minus 3 is 57. I can do that in my head. That doesn't require a whole lot of extra skill. It's just something I've been doing for a long time, so I've gotten fast at it. So again, it's a great way to just multiply regular old numbers. It works. It's a really convenient step. All right, so now let's look at what we're going to see it with. We're going to see it with algebra. All right, so we practiced how to multiply things with letters in them yesterday, so let's look at what we're going to do. This first multiply is going to be 4 times 3x. I'm going to rewrite it. 4 times 3x. And then if I do in that multiply, I do numbers first. 4 times 3, that's 12. And then letters second. Well, there was just the 1x. All right, but then there's a second multiply. Don't just copy down the minus 5. You're not done multiplying. You've got to distribute the multiply to the next part. And that would be 4 times negative 5. And 4 times negative 5 makes negative 20. So there's my answer. 12x minus 20. I cannot add or subtract those because they are not like terms. The 12 has an x, the 20 does not. Since they're not like terms, I am just done. I cannot finish this problem. There's no answer. That is it. All right? Next one. Same idea, just got some negatives mixed in. So my first multiply here will be negative 2 times 4y. Negative 2 times 4, numbers first. Negative 2 times 4 makes negative 8. And again, that's the part you can do in a calculator. And then go back and look at the letters. Numbers first, letters second. Well, there was 1y in that answer. All right, now the second multiply. Don't forget to do it. Don't just copy down the minus 3. It's also in the parentheses. So this one, I got negative 2 times negative 3. And a negative times a negative makes a positive. And 2 times 3 is 6. So I don't just copy this minus sign down. This does not end up copying down. That is not how it works. This negative sign right here is part of the 3. That's where I got this negative 3 here from. And then when I multiply a negative times a negative, I get positive. So there's your final answer. Negative 8y plus 6. Again, it's the final answer because of the fact that they do not have like terms. This one has a y, this one does not. So they don't match, they can't be added together. That's just it, you're done, Again, negative 8y plus 6 would be the final answer on that one. All right, this is your work today. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email, shoot me a message. I will respond right away. All right, good luck.